And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We got to get there, and we got to get there soon. So hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because the stupidity, it's not stopping. Now, let me be clear. It's day 8. Yep, day 8 of the government shutdown. And millions of Americans are beginning to feel the pain, especially the very people who actually voted for Trump. Now, to make matters worse, MAGA Mike Johnson, he announced yesterday that the government may not give furloughed workers their back pay. Play that clip.
It is true that in previous shutdowns, many or most of them have been paid for the time that they were furloughed. But there is new legal analysis. I don't know the details. I just saw a headline this morning. I'm not read in on it, and I haven't spoken to the White House about it. But there are some legal analysts who are saying that that may not be appropriate or necessary in terms of the law requiring that back pay be provided. So I'm sure that'll be there will be a lot of discussion about that. But there are legal analysts who think that that is not something that government should do. That, if that is true, that should turn up the urgency and the necessity of the Democrats doing the right thing here. Even more pain, more than I just listed, for more people. So we got to figure it out. Back row.
Yeah. We have legal analysts that have every intention on stiffing our federal workers. It's great. Meanwhile, Trump and his allies have turned economic sabotage into a strategy, literally gutting Medicaid, slashing subsidies, and now using the shutdown to squeeze ordinary Americans while literally pretending that it's about fiscal responsibility, which it is not. Let me be clear. Farmers, they can't sell their crops. Military families are missing paychecks. Federal workers are once again being treated like pawns in a political game. My co-host Ben Meiselas and I, Political Beatdown, we spoke about this just literally last night, breaking down the FAFO phase and how multiple states are now starting to go into recession. Play that clip.
Seems also, Cohen, that some of the people who are hurting the most, Americans across the country are hurting right now. I mean, let me be clear with that. But some of the people who are hurt the most are people who voted for Trump and Trump's own supporters. Rural areas, farmers, red states. They're the ones who are being impacted the most by his disastrous tariff war, by his destruction of Medicaid, gutting and harming Medicare, and now these Affordable Care Act subsidies. You take a look at it, there's so many states right now, Cohen, that are already as states in recessionary environments as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 states. I mean, almost half the country in states.
Fake news. It's all fake news, Ben. You're just fake news.
They're not publishing.
They're doing great. They've never done better.
They're not publishing jobs reports, inflation data anymore. They're using the shutdown as a pretext to do that. But let's face it, Cohen, I mean, we basically had a government shutdown starting on Inauguration Day when Donald Trump and Elon Musk started, gutting the government, and Russ Vogt, and they started implementing Project 2025. So the interesting thing about this government shutdown versus prior government shutdowns is that with prior government shutdowns, we had effective governance, right? So when the government shut down, it was like, this is a more exaggerated version of what was already happening. The cuts, the rifts, reduction in force letters, the destruction and dismantling of agencies. That was all going on before. But anyway, back to my point about Trump destroying his own voters. I mean, the soybean farmers, the corn farmers, cotton farmers. I'll show you this soybean farmer from who's on CNN, but I could show you, thousands of stories like this. And, what they're saying is we don't want to be bailed out. We've grown our product. We actually it was a great harvest. There's no markets for us to sell to because of Donald Trump. So listen to what he says, though, because it's very revealing. And these people, I'm not sure if this guy voted Trump or not, but in general, farmers voted more for Trump, like by outrageous numbers. He talked about how during Trump 1, the price of soybeans dropped dramatically and screwed them. Then during Biden, it rose and they did fine. And now during Trump, it's crashing again. So it's like, what are we doing here? Here, play this clip.
Well, the stopgap needs to come because they've kind of painted the farmer in a corner. I mean, I want trade, not aid. I need a market. I need a place to sell this stuff. I can work hard enough and make a product. If you give me some place to sell it, I'll take care of myself. But they've painted us in a corner with this China deal and China buying no soybeans. I mean, they've tore our market in half. I mean, if you take the 4 years prior to Trump's first tariff war, the average price of a bushel of soybeans is $12.54. The average price for the 4 years during Trump's first tariff war is $9.39. That's a $163 an acre swing to the minus. The next 4 years after the tariff war, the average price is $13.59. That's a $218 upswing. Now we're back to $10.21. I think the board is today. My local elevator's $9.79. So I'm at $172 an acre loss. I mean, the farmer can't continue to produce a crop below the cost of production, and that's where we're at. And we don't have anywhere to sell it. We're in a tariff war with China. We're in a tariff war with everybody else. I mean, where do they want me to market this stuff?
If your heart doesn't break for this man, he's probably third, maybe fourth generation farmer. Imagine, this is in your blood. And all he wants to do is to farm his land and to make a profit so that he could do it again during the next harvest season. He's got to pay for the seed. He's got to pay for the fertilizer. Of course, you have machinery, you have the gas, you have, the cost of repairs, whether it's the elevator or the burners and whatever, the storage. I mean, you have real estate taxes, you have expenses. And at $9 and change, you don't cover your expenses. So you go out every single day working your ass off. That's hard work. Farming is hard work, but they want to do it. It's in their blood. They love it. All they want to do is make an honest living. They don't want handouts. They don't want to be bailed out. And what Trump did with this stupid tariff, thanks to folks like Howard Nutlick and Bessent and the rest of these idiots, what they've now done is they've shut down the market for a man like this to go ahead and to sell his product. And as a result, what do? Oh, I don't know. We just bailed out, who is that? Venezuela? Venezuela is now selling China all of the soy that we were selling them. Billions and billions of pounds of soy now are going to sit and rot. So just imagine that.
Then you see all this data. Pull up that chart, Jeremy, of like where the recessions were, took place. Other than Carter, all Republican administrations. When you analyze the data also of the same time period of job creation, of the 50 million jobs that were created, over the past several presidencies, going back, however many it is, 50 years or whatever. 48 million of the last 50 million jobs were created under Democratic administrations. Also, when you talk about balanced budgets and surpluses, that also happened under Democratic administrations. I mean, does everybody remember after the Clinton administration, remember what the debate was over between? This shows you where politics has gone, right? The Al Gore, George W. Bush debate. Remember they were talking about the lockbox, and those were the SNL skits. Right. I've got my lockbox, and I'm going to put my.
Remember,
and I'm going to set aside the lockbox for this and my lockbox.
Yes, folks, I know it was Argentina. I said Venezuela. I should have known Argentina. My grandma was born in Buenos Aires. I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
And that's one of the things they're struggling with right now, I think, with this shutdown discussion, because he's used to just dominating these conversations, and he's used to Democrats also caving, as they did last time, when, we saw what happened in the Senate. And so I think he sees that as this drags on, it gets actually worse and worse for him politically and the Republicans. I mean, look at this stat. I mean, this is what I like to see. I'm a data geek, Cohen. Senator Patty Murray just posted Here are 10 states that will see the highest premium increases for families that lose tax credits if Republicans refuse to act. West Virginia, Wyoming, Alaska, Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas, South Carolina, Alabama, South Dakota, North Dakota. Do their senators know? And we're talking about increases in their annual premiums of 387% to 234%. And so somebody paying $8,000 a year right now can be paying $30,000 a year in 2026. And somebody, a couple that earns $65,000 to $85,000 is going to have to pay $30,000 for health insurance, which means they're not going to be able to afford it, which means they don't have health insurance, which is what the MAGA Republicans want to bring us back to a pre-Obamacare era.
Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.